No two kids tell the story of how long lasting the effects of C-section deliveries can be than two beautiful fraternal twins named Jordan and Tio. For Jordan's birth, everything went according to plan. At 36 and a half weeks, Jordan was head down, first in line, and born vaginally. But for Tio, things were different. Just before it was his turn, Tio flipped back up into a breech position after trying multiple maneuvers to get him back head down. He had to be delivered via a relatively quick and emergent C-section. And from that point forward, everything you'll learn about science and reality of long-term C-section complications in kids became abundantly clear. Tracking the first 12 months of these two boys' health going forward, Jordan ate better, was calm, was relaxed much more quickly, slept better, and was generally a very easy baby. Tio, on the other hand, had all sorts of difficulties with digestion, sleep, soothing, and developing optimally. And Tio was always smaller, tenser, and more stressed and struggled to gain weight compared to the brother. He also had multiple inflammatory reactions, ear infections, and other health struggles early and often. And at around 6 months old, Tio began suffering from infantile spasms. And these are some of the worst things a parent can ever watch their kid go through. And after 24 hours in the hospital and multiple drugs and injections given to Tio, he still did not respond. He continued crying uncontrollably and had spasms until he received a precise neurologically-focused chiropractic adjustment to release his built-up tension and calm his entire nervous system. It was remarkable to really see the instant changes in Tio after that adjustment. His entire body relaxed. He stopped crying and he came out of the spasms. And Tio continued to get daily adjustments for the next 2 weeks and stayed at 3 times per week in an intensive pediatric chiropractic care for the next many months. And in time, he healed entirely from his cesarean complication and neurological injuries. Now, this video is for parents who are searching for answers for their kids' unique perfect storm of health struggles. And it's important to emphasize trusting your mom gut, because nobody knows your child more than you. Okay, you are the one that knows your child the best. And Tio and Jordan had the same genetics, same diet and environment in every way. So essentially, every other variable was controlled for these two, meaning the only different thing is that Tio was born via C-section and Jordan wasn't. And the physical trauma and neurological tension that C-sections deliver can cause is exactly what Tio was left with. That traumatic start to life left his central nervous system stuck in a perpetual state of what's known as subluxation and dysautonomia, both of which will be explained in detail below or in this video, and also we'll talk about in our blogs. Now, most traditional doctors will blame genetics for a child's struggle. In turn, natural or holistic health websites and practitioners would blame toxins, dairy, gluten, and so forth. But with both of those being truly 100% identical, Jordan and Tio's story, it's clear to see how profound an impact C-section deliveries can have on a child's life months to years later. Now, before getting into the science, please share this video with other moms and parents who you know need to hear this message. We are on a mission to change this trajectory that our kids and families are on. And there is certainly a noticeable difference in babies born via C-section versus vaginal delivery. In terms of most common early medical complications, things like breathing difficulties, low APGAR scores, and digestive distress are often seen early on in infants born via C-section. What we want to focus on in this video is not just the short-term medically documented effects of C-section deliveries on kids, but also the long-term effects. The first challenge that is almost an absolute, almost always overlooked and missed with C-section deliveries is the onset of subluxation in infants' cranial, like their skull and their upper neck regions. These are the most easily injured and altered areas for infants born via C-section, simply because at such a young age, they cannot protect those precious muscles, nerves, and joints that protect their brainstem and spinal cord from injury. Now, the amount of force placed on a child's skull and neck and brainstem during a C-section delivery is immense. It's far more physical and pressure than would ever be allowed after the birth process. So while it may be life-saving at the moment, it's also life-altering from there on. Now, we all know to protect the neck, right? And hold the head for a brand new baby and infant. But we've made it completely normal and okay to use the head and neck as a physical leverage, twisting, torquing, pulling during the C-section birth process. And in addition to the upper cervical and brainstem trauma that can come from C-section deliveries, here are some other long-term complications each parent deserves to know about. Digestive distress, colic, constipation, eczema that come from missing out on optimal activation of our thoracic, back here, spine, and that neuromuscular system that controls motility, absorption, assimilation, and so forth for infants and children. Respiratory and immune compromise can also come not only from the lack of motility through the ear, nose, and throat in the lymphatic system and lungs, but also from the disruption of the microbiome and the vagus nerve. Now, below here is an image of an EMG scan. It measures the stress, subluxation, and tension on the nerves and muscles connected to the brain and brainstem. This was taken on an 8-year-old born via C-section. This child suffered from colic, from recurrent ear infections as an infant and young child, and now struggles with ADHD, anxiety, learning disabilities in school. The increased color pattern here, the green, the blue, and the red in the cervical region and neck region indicates increased stress, tension, and subluxation. These tension patterns are not just caused by poor posture or sitting at a desk for too long, as it commonly is blamed today and is a real problem, but literally can persist and linger all the way back from injury and trauma to those nerves and muscles from the C-section delivery. Now, to close this video, when parents start looking for help healing their kids naturally and without drugs, we always encourage them to start in the same place, the nervous system. The nervous system is the main air traffic controller system that modulates and controls each and every other vital system in the body, from the gut, the digestive system, to the immune system, the motor system, the hormones, the emotions, and so much more. Now, especially when you feel like you've tried absolutely everything, chiropractic is the final missing link. Nothing works well if the nervous system isn't working well, first and foremost. Now, any motor tone challenges that your PT, OT, speech therapist may be working with your child on may start with the tone of the nervous system and the spinal nerves first. Any gut or digestive issues such as food intolerances or allergies that your child is looking to avoid are all controlled first by the vagus nerve and the autonomic nervous system. Any respiratory and immune compromise and chronic illness like seasonal allergies and asthma and so forth are all governed and modulated first by the vagus nerve and the autonomic nervous system. So no matter what, you've all tried to help your child heal and improve, it will be enhanced when you add neurologically-focused pediatric chiropractic care into their health and into their life. So if you are ready to address the root cause, give us a call and come get checked and scanned so we can get down to the root cause of what is going on with your child and with your family's health.